Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Today's video is a very highly requested video on my channel. It is a what's for dinner video. So I have a few recipes over the last couple weeks that we have tried, either new or they're staples in our house, but nevertheless we've loved all of them. So I wanted to share them with you. If you are new, do not forget to subscribe before you leave. And if you're already subscribed, make sure that you hit that notification bell so you don't miss when I upload. And give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and if you want to see more videos like this. But let's go ahead and jump into the first recipe. This is a summer corn chowder, and I will leave the link down below to the full recipe. But I just started out by sauteing up some onions and some bacon in my Dutch oven, and you just want to saute them about 8 minutes until the onions are good and translucent, and then the bacon is starting to get crispy around the edges. So that's what I'm doing here, and then I will come back and let you know what we do after that. Okay, so now I am going to add in some minced garlic and stir that around and cook that for like a minute or two. And then I'm gonna add, I think it's a half cup of flour. I don't remember the measurements really, but I'll leave the recipe down below like I said. So now that the flour is in, it's gonna create like a paste. So you just wanna stir that up and cook that just for a couple minutes so that you get like that floury taste out of it. But once you do that, then you're gonna add like, I think it was 5 cups of water. So I was just going to get the water now, and we're gonna pour that in and continue to stir it around so nothing sticks on the bottom. So now that that's all stirred up, you're just going to bring this mixture to a boil, stirring pretty often because you don't want anything to settle at the bottom. So once this comes to a boil, then you're just going to add in your potatoes and your corn. And the recipe calls for like so many ears of fresh corn. They didn't have any at the store, so I just used, I think, like 2 cans of regular whole corn, and then I added 2 cans of creamed corn just to help make it like creamier. And I really highly recommend using creamed corn as well because it made a world of difference. So now I'm just adding in my diced potatoes, and then I'm gonna add in all of my corn. And then we're gonna let it simmer for a while. So now you're just going to let this simmer for a while until the potatoes are tender, but I was just adding in some salt and pepper. I didn't do that in the beginning, so I just wanted to add that, and then a little bit of thyme and a bay leaf, or 2, and just stir that combined and then let it simmer until the potatoes are softened. So I forgot to get a clip of this, but after the potatoes are softened, you are going to pour out like a cup and put it in a blender and blend it up so it gets nice and creamy. And then you will add some heavy cream and honey, and that was it. And so I just topped mine with some sharp cheddar cheese and some green onions, and this recipe, you guys, is so good. Okay, so moving on to the next night, we are having Philly cheesesteaks tonight. So I just have my steak meat. It's just like stir fry meat, and peppers, onions, and mushrooms in my pan. I just been sauteing those with salt, pepper, garlic, a little bit of cayenne pepper, and some Worcestershire sauce, just a little bit. And I've just been sauteing that until the onions and mushrooms and the peppers are nice and tender. And then we are going to top these with some pepper jack cheese. I do have hoagie buns, and I did toast those in the oven for a few minutes before, and then I will add the mixture on with the cheese and then pop them back in the oven to melt the cheese. But I also have some french fries in the air fryer getting done. But yeah, this is our easy dinner, and it is so good, you guys. It's delicious. I like to add just a little bit of mayo on top of my bun of my Philly cheesesteak, but that's it. So good. Okay, so tonight we are making the Mississippi pot roast. If you have never made this recipe, I urge you to make it. It's going to change your life. It is the best pot roast I have ever had, my husband's ever had. It is so good. So I just put my chuck roast into my crock pot. I just put some salt and pepper, and I'm going to put a little bit of garlic on top of the meat itself. And then we are going to add all the yummy goodness. So we're going to add 1 packet of Hidden Valley Ranch mix, just right on top of it. I just like to try and sprinkle it as evenly as possible on top of the meat, but you know, it doesn't really matter because it's going to soak down in there anyway. So just add 1 packet of that, and then we're going to add 1 packet of au jus gravy mix. And this is just, it doesn't matter what brand you buy, but I just have the McCormick. So au jus gravy mix, we're going to add that right on top of the ranch mix. Now you're going to add 1 full stick of butter. I only have the half stick, so I'm going to add 2 half sticks and just plop those right on top of the meat. It doesn't really matter. It's going to melt down and get all ooey gooey good. So we're just going to add both of those. And then the last step is you're going to add some peppercini peppers. And I just eyeball it. I don't have a set amount. Do not add all of the juices. Don't just dump a whole can in because it will be too spicy. You just want it to add a little bit of flavor. So I'm just going to grab a fork, and then I'm just going to add in, I think like 7, maybe 6 or 7 peppers, and just, you know, scatter them around. But that's it. This recipe, you guys, it's going to go on low for 8 hours, and that's it. It is so good. So I ended up serving it with some mashed potatoes, some sauteed mushrooms because I needed to use those up, and some macaroni and cheese. And so that's what we had for tonight, and I will show you when it's all plated up. Okay, moving right along, tonight we are doing Instant Pot barbecue chicken sandwiches. So I just put 2 frozen chicken breasts in my Instant Pot. I topped it with some barbecue sauce, a little bit of Italian dressing, and some brown sugar. Also, had to put a cup of water in the bottom. But I am just going to put my lid on and put it on manual pressure for 15 minutes. And that is it. So now I'm just going to pull out my chicken breasts, and I'm going to shred them up on a plate, and then I will drain out all of the liquid that's inside my crock pot, and then I will just top it with a little bit more barbecue sauce and some more brown sugar. But this recipe is so easy, guys, and it is so delicious. I absolutely love barbecue chicken sandwiches. They're just so yummy, and they're very easy on nights like this when my husband has class and he doesn't get home until late. So I did pair this. My sandwich, I had a little bit of pickle on it, and then I also paired this with a nice big side salad. So yeah, I will show you guys what it looks like when I've got my plate all done. so this is my plate all done. My salad, I have some romaine lettuce, some cucumbers, some carrots, some cherry tomatoes, a boiled egg, some green onions, a little bit of jalapeno, and some ranch dressing. And then my sandwich just has the chicken and some pickles. But anyway, that is it for my week of what's for dinner. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next week. Video of my 5 tips and tricks to save money and to live comfortably on a single income.